Alright guys, we're here at Nitro Gear. We're coming here to re-gear the truck. Next to me is Carl. He's the owner of Nitro Gear. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about what's so important about re-gearing and kind of like what you guys have to go with depending on your build. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Thanks
Glad you guys are here, and thanks for making the trip. I think it'll really help for you to be able to actually see it with the install and, you know, the first-hand info on what the gearing is actually doing to your truck. And it'll be cool to also see your reaction from the before and after when you go out and get to drive it. Yeah.
Right now I'm at like 60 miles per hour and it's going like 4,000, 5,000 RPM.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah,
it's crazy.
And just a little bit of background, you know, with me, Toyota. I mean, it's pretty cool to see you here with this stuff because I'm a Toyota junkie. I mean, this is my 1987 HJ75 Land Cruiser imported from Australia.
Nice.
Wow.
I've had a Toyota boat. There's one of 58 SX22 wakeboard boats that was made.
No way.
Yeah, with a 1UZ Lexus 4-liter aluminum V8. I've got a Tacoma also. So, you know, this one's bone stock right now, brand new. It's got like 700 miles on it, but we're gonna do a bunch of stuff to it. I think we're gonna start with just re-gearing it, and then we'll do a full build.
Nice. Looking forward to that, man.
Yeah,
That's gonna be sweet.
So what were you saying? You're saying people were thinking that 529 might be too low or be revving too
a lot
high.
of people are like, oh, go with 488s. Then you have the people that are going 529s, and then there's just this whole controversy and fighting over the forums of what to go with.
Yeah, that's because, you know, the automatic truck comes with a 390 gear ratio, and what that means is 3.9 revolutions of the drive shaft per tire revolution. So the higher number you go with the gear ratio, the more RPMs you're going to be turning. And most people, when they hear, you know, factory's 390 and you're going to put in a 529, that's a huge difference percentage-wise, right? So, I mean, it's in most people's thought process, they're thinking it's going to be screaming down the highway with, you know, RPMs are going to be through the roof. But what a lot of people don't realize is the new Tacoma, the 16 and up, the automatic transmission is a 6-speed. Both 5th and 6th gear are overdrive. So 5th gear would be more comparable to a 2nd gen Tacoma automatic. So it has a whole additional gear on top of that. So I have a bone stock 2019. Nothing's been done to it except for a bed cover and a grill. Yeah, it's right over there.
Oh, nice.
But out on the highway, it doesn't even go into 6th gear unless I'm going downhill. And it doesn't tell you on the dash what gear you're in, so most people probably don't even realize that they're hardly ever using 6th gear. I mean, you pretty much got to be going 70 miles an hour downhill, and if you give it any throttle, it just downshifts. And so, yeah, in theory, if you're turning less RPMs, you would get better fuel economy, but to a point, right? That 3.5 liter doesn't make much torque or power at 1500 RPMs, so it needs to rev more. So by re-gearing, you're going to bring the RPMs up to effectively bring them down on the highway because it'll stay in 6th gear. So you'll be able to get out on the highway, set cruise control. It'll be at, I mean, I think with the tires you're running, 529s, I mean, you're going to be at like 2200 RPM at 70, which is nothing.
Also, dude, with all the weight, I mean, I have a deck system there, the CVT tent, the overland bed right
Oh yeah, I mean, how much weight have you added to the truck?
Dude,
you know?
we're getting close to the 1,000.
Yeah,
like
so
in the back, just alone.
So that alone, so the factors that we have going here is the factory gearing is horrible. So they already need re-geared stock. What I'm going to do with mine, I didn't even plan on doing this, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to re-gear this thing when it's bone stock. That's going to be like the first modification I do, just to show that, hey, and I'd already done the math on all of it. It's going to turn, I mean, 488s and stock tires, it's only going to be at like, you know, 2100 RPM at 70 miles an hour. That's nothing. And probably be getting better fuel economy than stock. Because I've only been getting 14 to 16 miles per gallon on a bone stock truck that feels like I'm driving a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
and I've got a 550 horsepower, 7,000 pound all-wheel drive Land Cruiser on 35s, and it gets the same mileage. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it's been re-geared, and it's got similar tranny gearing, the 6-speed auto. But yeah, it's just that this vehicle, out of any vehicle that we've ever worked with, Toyota really threw us a bone on it because they need gears. Yep. I mean, and that motor is a good motor, and it's getting a bad reputation. People complaining that it doesn't make any power. It's more of a gearing issue than it is a power issue, because power and gearing are completely different. One of the common things we get is, hey, maybe I'll just do a supercharger since I have bigger tires. Well, then all you have is a truck that's downshifting all the time with a lot more power, but it's still not geared properly.
Just hunting for gears.
It's hunting for gears, and it's shifting really hard now because it's got a lot of power, and you're going to be putting a tranny in it pretty soon.
I wouldn't even call that a Band-Aid.
No, I mean, it's two different things. So, you know, if you do a supercharger or whatever other performance gains you get from anything else, you still need the gears.
Yeah.
So, the other thing that's a notable point to mention, from the factory, you had an automatic Tacoma and a manual Tacoma, brand new, sitting on the lot. The sticker on the window is going to say, maybe, I think it's like 1 mile per gallon better on the automatic. But I don't believe it in real world use, because the manual transmission is 0.85 6th gear, so it's considerably lower geared already in the transmission than the automatic is, but it also comes with 430 gears from the factory. So what that means is that a manual transmission truck versus an automatic, when they're both bone stock, is going to turn like 600 or 700 RPMs higher than an automatic would on the highway, just from the factory. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and so it's okay for it to run those kind of RPMs, and even your truck, when it's all said and done with 529s, is going to turn less RPMs than a bone stock factory truck with the manual transmission.
Wow.
So,
especially with all that added weight too.
Yeah, and all the added weight, and so, not saying that the manual trucks don't need re-geared as well, but just to put it in perspective that, okay, Toyota says it's okay for it to run at that RPM on the manual. Why is the automatic geared so high?
Yeah.
But then if you look at sales numbers on an automatic versus a manual, I mean, how many manuals are sold? You know what I mean? And they have to conform to all kinds of EPA requirements, and you know, to try to have, you know, the number of vehicles that are sold reach a certain miles per gallon and things like that. And you know, I don't know the percentage, but the vast majority of them are automatics. So they're like, okay, well, people that want a manual want it for a reason. Let's put the proper gear ratio in it so that the truck performs well. And the automatic, well, we'll have that extra gear that'll never get used, but you know, they still drive okay because there is 6 gears. But if you're not using that 6th gear, you're not getting it to the potential it could be. In a truck like yours, with as much as done to it, it's never gonna get as the window sticker kind of mileage, because you've added a lot of weight and stuff like that. But it could be better than it is now with the stock gearing. But above and beyond all that, the truck will feel right and it'll perform better, and it doesn't feel like it's constantly working so hard.
So tell me this, right now you see it like it's adventure mode, right?
Yeah.
Like the CVT tent, overland bed rack.
Yep.
Let's say we re-gear it and I take everything out just so that it could be more of a daily.
Yeah.
Will that affect the RPM?
No, it doesn't change. It won't change the RPMs, but it'll be faster. I mean, it'll be zippier. You'll have more performance because you're not hauling around that extra weight. But what affects the RPMs is the tire, you know, diameter and the gearing.
Okay.
So those are really the two ways that you'd affect the RPM. Doing FJ Summit, for example, for several years, and I'm like, you know, gearing at first was like so hard to explain to people. Now all those people have bought everything else from all of the other vendors there, and their truck is super heavy, and then they go on runs with guys that have re-geared, and they're like, I need gears. And
now you see the difference.
I'm a perfect example of that, guys.
Yeah.
Look, this truck is completely fully built, and I made the mistake to not re-gear at the beginning, and you guys should definitely consider doing that. That should be the first thing that you guys should do if you're planning on doing, you know, all-out build and just have an overlanding rig.
Yeah,
definitely.
Now the other thing, when you were asking about 488s and like when that would be, because we have 488s and we have 529s for the 3rd gen Tacomas. So if you have a manual transmission and you're running 33s, I'd probably do 488s. If you've got an automatic transmission and you're running 33s, I'd still do the 529s. But if it's a really light truck and you have stock bumpers and nothing else on it, and you live somewhere that's pretty flat, you could do 488s too. It's just when we first came out with the gears for them, we did 488s first because, man, even though they need the 529s, it's a tough sell because it sounds so low, and people are thinking rock crawlers and big, huge modified vehicles, and a lot of the reason to do it is actually for the highway. we know that everybody that has a 3rd gen Tacoma drives it on the highway. Because we get that a lot, like, oh, well, I drive mine on the highway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should re-gear. And we're like, yeah, we know. We're not going to come out with an off-road only product for a truck that is, I mean,
Mostly highway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weekend warrior.
daily.
Yeah, it's a weekend warrior. Yeah.
So let's go inside and check it out.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
This is the only way to check to make sure that your pinion depth is correct. Just to run a pattern on the teeth.